Good evening and many thanks for choosing KUTV News at 9 once again. It is the 3rd day of September, yet another month as we draw closer to the end of the year, time where we can start counting our days to Christmas. But before that, let's get a short intro.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Yvonne Kemuma.
On the sign language interpretation, we have Brian Peru engaged with us on X at KUTV_Kenya, at Kemuma_Monari. We are streaming live on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya. Let's begin. Now, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has assured Kenyans that the government is working to resolve the presence of Jubaland forces in parts of the northern parts of Kenya in Mandera. The incursion by the Jubaland forces has drawn widespread condemnment from various opposition leaders, including the former Chief Justice David Maraga. Here is that report.
The Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Administration Kipchumba Murkomen has broken his silence on the Jubaland forces incursion, appealing to leaders from Mandera County to cooperate with the national government to find a solution to the crisis. Murkomen further refuted claims that the Kenyan government is complicit in the presence of the Jubaland state-backed forces in Kenya.
Naomba viongozi wote wa kutoka sehemu za Mandera na sehemu zingine tuendelee kushirikiana vile tumekuwa tukishirikiana. Milango ya serikali ni wazi kujadiliana vile tunaweza kusaidiana. Iwapo kuna mtu kutoka nchi jirani ametorokea sehemu yetu, kuna njia mwafaka ya kurudisha ambayo haitaleta uhasama kati yetu na nchi jirani na pia haiwezi kuumiza mwananchi wa Kenya. So mara nyingi, si kwa mara moja tu, mara nyingi vita malumbano ikizidi upande wa Somalia, utaona watu wanatorokea upande wa Kenya. Na hiyo kutorokea kwao hapa si kwa mwaliko wa Kenya, ni kwa sababu wanatafuta usalama.
Former Chief Justice Emeritus David Maraga criticized the president for failing to act swiftly to resolve the crisis. In a statement on his X handle, Maraga called on President William Ruto to facilitate the withdrawal of Jubaland army from Kenya. And weaken the confidence of its citizens. Jubaland forces have come to border point 1 for a month now. After a deadly fight with the Somali National Army, the conflict saw hundreds of Bulahawa residents displaced, with many crossing the border into Mandera. Mandera residents, decrying what they call a brazen violation of Kenyan sovereignty, took to the streets demanding the government to step in and initiate the prompt withdrawal of the Jubaland forces.
Watoto wetu hawasomi, sisi hatulali usiku na mchana, tunaogopa. So, what I want to tell the president of this country, if you want from us to vote for you 2027, flush these people from here, from our country. Flush them away today. If you don't do, you are going to be one-term president like Donald Trump.
The announcement by the CS for Interior is a sigh of relief for Mandera residents who have for over 30 days lived in fear due to the presence of the gun-toting Jubaland forces. Yusuf Abdinasir, KUTV, Nairobi.
Many thanks, Yusuf, for that report. Now, members of parliament in Nairobi County, led by the Makadara Member of Parliament, George Aladwa, have urged the Nairobi Governor, Johnson Sakaja, to resolve the ongoing dispute between him and the members of County Assembly for the benefit of Nairobi residents. According to the MPs who spoke while addressing the media, this is not the time for disagreements, as the country is at a stage of unity and every leader must ensure they cooperate with their colleagues for the good of Kenyans. The MPs further called on the MCAs to give Sakaja time, noting that he has already implemented good policies such as the Dish in a County school feeding program.
We, the members of parliament from Nairobi City County, stand in solidarity with our Governor Sakaja Johnson during this simmering period of turbulence. While we pray and hope that dialogue is given a chance, we want to thank our county assembly members and to appreciate that they've agreed to do dialogue. It is important to fully tap into all the benefits and protection afforded by law, established by the earliest opportunity possible, especially Article 23(3)(c) is an important safeguard against threatened violation of protected rights. It is increasingly becoming clear that attempts of removal of elected governors from office by impeachment has become more common.
Members of the Fourth Estate, mine is a bit personal and directly to the governor, who must know that his first lieutenants are the MCAs. He needs just to embrace them, let them talk more, because they are much more on the ground than him. He is just one person and might not see some of the challenges that the MCAs are going through with the people on the ground.
We want to thank our leadership, especially our party leadership and the leadership of the broad base, for having intervened on what was going to be a mess for us as a country.
Now, moving on, President William Ruto today received credentials from a number of ambassadors set to be working in the country. Now, the diplomats pledged to strengthen bilateral cooperation with Kenya in trade, security, innovation, climate change, and sustainable developments, signaling renewed global partnerships.
President William Ruto officially welcomed the envoys who presented their letters of credence at State House today. Indonesia's Tyas Baskoro conveyed greetings from President Prabowo Subianto and promised stronger cooperation in trade and agriculture. During the ceremony, President Ruto formally accepted the credentials and expressed his commitment to collaboration.
We are both committed to pluralism, inclusivity, and mutual respect. These shared values provide a strong foundation for our bilateral relations.
To accept your letters of credence and authorize you to pursue the interests of your country within Kenya's territory.
Finland's envoy Rina Rika pledged to strengthen cooperation with Kenya in education, innovation, and climate action. Slovakia's Ambassador Maros Mitrik emphasized advancing bilateral relations through deeper collaboration in technology, trade, and security, reaffirming his country's commitment to expanding partnerships with Kenya.
Many levels and layers, bilateral and multilateral, the European Union, regional, and global. All these levels are needed when we look ahead and when we look for solutions during these globally changing times.
I'm confident that during my tenure, we will be able to deepen and expand those relations in areas such as trade, innovation, and security, while also fostering people-to-people contact.
Canada's High Commissioner Joshua Brebenataba, representing Governor General Mary Simon and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, emphasized strengthening cooperation with Kenya in gender equality, climate resilience, and economic development. Congo's Ambassador Leon Francois pledged his country's support for regional peace initiatives and enhanced collaboration in infrastructure partnerships.
The well-being of our peoples is linked to the strength of our economies, and this is the top priority for your government and my own. I see strong potential for us to diversify and grow our economic relationship.
This initiative that the operationalization of the Oyo Technical Institute, thanks to Kenya expertise, is being finalized.
The 9 newly accredited ambassadors are set to commence their duties immediately, marking the beginning of a new phase in Kenya's diplomatic relations and strengthening the country's engagement and partnerships on the global stage. Paulette Akoth, KUTV.
Medical students at the University of Nairobi have once again staged protests demanding the release of their withheld examination results and missing marks. They say they cannot proceed with the new semester without knowing their academic standing. According to them, the results determine who qualifies to proceed and who must retake previous courses. The university's administration is yet to respond to the students' grievances. Members of the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers KUPET in Kirinyaga County are demanding the complete overhaul of the union's national leadership, accusing officials of neglecting their core mandate of safeguarding teachers' welfare.
In Kirinyaga County, members of the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers KUPET have demands on a complete overhaul of the union's national leadership. The members, led by the Nyagidusi Secondary School teacher Jacob Murigi, say the union have failed to address critical issues such as medical insurance and promotions, leaving thousands of teachers exposed.
Our union has ignored the issues that affect teachers at most. And specifically, I would like to mention concerning the medical scheme.
According to Jacob, despite mandatory deduction of 5,000 Kenyan shillings from pay slips every month, many teachers are still forced to pay cash for treatment and buy drugs out of their pockets. He explained that this has left teachers burdened with heavy hospital bills, undermining the very purpose of a health cover.
Teachers across the country, Kenya, we have been having 2 medical schemes deducting money from teachers' pay slips, but there are no benefits whatsoever to the teachers. And these teachers with me here can bear witness. You go to any hospital around here, you have to pay cash. And this is one of the issues that we are saying must change.
Jacob further faulted the union for failing to negotiate effectively on promotions, claiming many teachers have stagnated in the same job groups for over a decade. He pointed out that in the recent TSC promotion list, only 5,000 secondary school teachers were promoted compared to 15,000 primary school teachers under the Kenya National Union of Teachers.
We have the stagnation of teachers in secondary schools. Just the other day, the TSC released a promotion list, but out of those promotion lists that were produced, the slots that were allocated to secondary school teachers were 5,000, while NAT members got 15,000. This is an injustice to the secondary school teacher. And that is why we are saying we need change from the top to the bottom.
Charles Mutuko from Rukenya Secondary School assured that members will unite to push out the current leadership and usher in a new team that will genuinely fight for teachers' rights across the country.
We are also disturbed, as my brother has said, about the medical scheme. Can you tell us how much would it cost to list the accredited facilities in Kirinyaga which deserve or show the dignity of the teacher?
The call further intensifies growing dissatisfaction among teachers over KUPET's performance. Rose Karori, KUTV.
Coast youths have been urged to embrace emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, that is AI, responsibly and ethically to improve their livelihoods. This is according to Sheikh Omar Buya, who called on governments and private sponsors to support more youths in trainings.
With social media, tech-based ventures, and use of artificial intelligence AI shaping the livelihood of the current generation, coastal youths have not been left behind in the quest to stay updated and have relevant skills. While addressing the youth at a digital training event organized by the Child Evangelism of Kenya, Sheikh Omar Buya emphasized the need for the youth to embrace digital technologies and its application in today's digital age. According to Buya, technology like AI is a crucial aspect of the fourth industrial revolution that will help to grow the economy and improve interactions within the country. Buya urged the government and private sponsors to support the initiative, aiming to reach more youths and equip them with the relevant knowledge.
Hichi ni kizazi cha Gen Z ambacho kwamba hii ni era yao ya digitalization, lakini pia wanahitaji kufundishwa maadili katika matumizi ya artificial intelligence. Maadili haya ndiyo yataiwezesha kizazi hichi kipate kujiongeza taifa letu mbele kimaendeleo, kiuchumi, kinidhamu na kiutangamano uliomwema. Ni ombi letu sisi kwa serikali na washikadau mbalimbali waje washirikiane nasi kwa minajili ya kuwafikia vijana wengine katika kaunti nyinginezo.
Participants Hope Wanjiro Mwaka and actor Jamil Jamal expressed their gratitude, with Wanjiro hailing AI's potential to create job opportunities. Jamil stressed the importance of discipline in using mobile phones and AI to spread positive information and foster peace.
Mimi kama mwanafunzi naona kwamba nitanufaika sana kupitia mambo ya kikazi, kwa sababu sasa hivi kama mtu una ile ufahamu na haya mambo ya AI, ni labda utakuwa mwalimu ama pia utakuwa unajiunga na kazi ambazo zinahusiana na hii AI.
Kutumia simu ni kitu kizuri sana ukitumia simu kuelimisha community, kuliko kutumia simu kuangalia mambo mengine machafu ama kwa kutukana kwenye social media ama nini. Kwa hiyo mimi nimefurahi zaidi kujiunga na vijana wenzangu hapa, mimi kama content creator, tupeleke ile gurudumu mbele na inshallah kwa uwezo wa Mungu tutafanikiwa.
Youths are now urged to embrace AI responsibly, since it's vital in driving economic growth, fostering peace and promoting positive interactions within the country. Rose Kaguku, KUTV, Nairobi.
Well, many thanks, Rose, for that report. Let's continue now. Gender-based violence continues to be a significant barrier to achieving gender equality and empowering women. In a meeting that brought together human rights commissioners, a clarion call for united efforts in combating the menace was made to better homes, workplace, and communities.
At a high-level breakfast meeting held in Nairobi, human rights commissioners united to champion women's rights, aiming at building a system that safeguards women and children's rights. The meeting emphasized creation of safe spaces, helping fighting gender-based violence. The President's Advisor on Women's Rights, Harriet Chigai, emphasized the need for united efforts and partnerships to create safe homes and workplaces.
Our task is to build systems that safeguard women's rights and deliver results on scale. Since 2022, we have moved from making promises to driving tangible impact.
According to Ambassador Monica Juma, about 300,000 women faced serious threats at home during COVID-19, turning safe spaces into sites of gender-based violence. She also emphasized the urgent need to recruit more female officers to strengthen the fight against gender-based violence.
That more than 300,000 girl children had fallen pregnant in the home space, supposedly the secure space. These are the things that we have to look to. So who is looking out for those children?
Leaders' target includes empowering 5 million women socially and economically, focusing on widows and orphans. She emphasized eliminating violence against women and children, increasing women's representation to 40%, and ensuring budgeting at every level for these goals.
Demonstrate that. So through interventions across counties, we have touched widows and orphans, survivors of GBV, and communities. Our mission is larger than empower 5 million women socioeconomically, and that is our target. Rise women's representation in leadership by 40%, eliminate violence against women and children, and ensure gender data drives planning and budgeting at every level.
The leaders are now calling on the private sectors to join the fight against the gender-based violence, emphasizing that it is time to create safe homes and safe spaces, not just a home. Beryl Otieno reporting for KUTV.
That report by Beryl Otieno now takes us to our first break here on KUTV News at 9. On the other side, or in the health segment tonight, we will be getting a feature on where we will be engaging experts to better understand the ear ailments and infections. So don't go anywhere. See you on that other side.
A new era, a new people. This is the Law Matters Show. A program that brings you legal sensitization on your television.
My statement is written and just the quote the prosecution.
I think that this loss is a setback for Raila Odinga.
What policy recommendations were fronted by the candidate?
With diversity, we demystify important legal issues locally, regionally, and internationally.
What Tanzanians.
Join me, Elvin Onsongo, as I bring you more insights on law matters.
We are looking at social issues. What is the problem? Is it the economy? Is it...
Law Matters Show, creating awareness, advocacy, and enhancing lives.
KUTV Primetime News with Yvonne Kemuma.
On the sign language interpretation, I am doing this with Brian Peru. Engage with us on X at KUTV_Kenya, at Kemuma_Monari. We are streaming live on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya. Let's get to that health segment. Now, ear infections are among the most overlooked health conditions, yet they can lead to serious complications, including hearing loss. Experts say that 60% of hearing loss among children is caused by infections that could be preventable and treatable. Now, here's that report.
Ear infections remain a silent but common health challenge affecting both adults and children, specialists classifying them based on the parts of the ear involved. That is, the outer, middle, or inner, each presenting with distinct symptoms and risks.
It
tends to culture bacteria or fungus, and it becomes an infection. So that we call otitis externa. It's basically infection of the outer part of the ear. So anywhere along this skin. It presents with pain, maybe pain after swimming, pain after going to the barber shop, pain after going to the salon, and then they also have discharge, and you feel like your ear is full or swollen, and it also feels what you can call like there's something ringing, or sometimes you can have a ringing or a sound that makes it feel like there's a lot of pressure in your ear.
Outer ear infections, also known as otitis externa, are generally treatable with ear drops. Middle ear infections, frequently seen in children due to shorter eustachian tubes, usually require antibiotics and sometimes surgical repair if the eardrum is ruptured.
Fortunately, it's covered by bone, so it's quite hard for bacteria and infections to get in. However, when it comes, it comes when patients have other systemic infections, or you have other conditions that predispose you to getting those infections. And mostly it comes after a flu, because the infection will have come through the nose and then it finds its way into the inner ear. It will present with mainly hearing loss. So you can wake up and have sudden, you realize that you have a sudden change in your hearing. And then sometimes you can have dizziness, because this inner part of the ear, this one part is for hearing, the second part is for balance. So when there is an infection there, patients also present with some dizziness and or with a hearing loss that usually comes suddenly. The dizziness is usually accompanied with the vomiting. It does not rest. It usually you feel like the world is spinning. It is continuously. You're vomiting. You have a flu. You're very sick, and it can take up to 2 to 3 days before anything changes or any of those symptoms changes.
Unlike the outer and middle ear, infections of the inner ear often demand stronger treatment or intravenous antibiotics. If left untreated, permanent damage may occur, with cochlear implants being the only solution within 2 weeks before scarring sets in.
That is to say, when a child gets an ear infection and it is not treated, it can progress to become chronic. And when it is chronic, you just see that child with pus. They never cry, they never complain. They just have pus in their ears. Now those are the children who, because it's not painful, if they're left unattended, then they later on develop a hearing loss. That is for children. But again, we said adults, it's rare. So we don't generalize when it comes to the adults. But the message is that 60% of hearing loss in children is reversible, and it is because it is from infections. What we do is for these patients, after treatment, as soon as possible, we ask for them to get a cochlear implant. A cochlear implant is an electrode. It's an electronic wire, what we call a wire, that is inserted inside their inner ear so that it can stimulate. It collects sound outside, it stimulates inside, and it stimulates the nerves using that message. That is done within 2 weeks. The longer you stay, when you have an infection, you heal. And when you heal, you scar. And the scar is very tough. So that scar makes it very tough for that kind of surgery to be done. But that is what you do for those patients, and it helps them to restore their hearing.
Globally, hearing loss affects millions, and the World Health Organization estimates that 60% of childhood cases are preventable, many linked to untreated infections.
We should take care of our ears. Most of the times the ears do not pain, and patients often find themselves only thinking about their ears when they have a problem. So you should know that you don't need to clean your ears. You shouldn't put earbuds, because earbuds increase your chances of getting infection of the external ear canal, that is otitis externa, and they also increase your chances of getting impacted wax. The ear is a naturally self-cleaning organ. In order to take care of your ear, if you notice any sound in your ear that is not physically present, then I'd advise you see an ear doctor, because ringing of the ears, which we call tinnitus, is a sign that there could be a problem, and sometimes that is the only symptom that you will get.
Doctors emphasize that ear infections should never be ignored. Regular checkups, timely treatment, and awareness of symptoms can protect against one of the most prevalent causes of hearing loss. Yvonne Kemuma, KUTV.
Well, that bumper takes us right into the sporting world, where President William Ruto has vowed to revolutionize Kenya's sports sector, promising massive investments and new opportunities for youth. Speaking during a breakfast meeting at State House, the president said he is personally committed to ensuring that sports grow beyond competition to a global industry. Convening officials from the government, the Football Kenya Federation, and the private sector, Ruto emphasized the need for strong partnerships and innovation, particularly as Kenya prepares to co-host the Africa Cup of Nations come 2027 alongside Uganda and Tanzania.
The private sector, we have seen the commitment of the private sector. Even when there is so much confusion, you still find the space to put in your money. Now we don't want you to put in your money in a space that you are not too sure. We want to agree together and fashion this space around sports together.
That is all the time we had for you tonight. I do trust you have been well informed, and many thanks for keeping us company. I am Yvonne Kemuma. On the sign language interpretation was Brian Peru. Engage with us on X at KUTV_Kenya, at Kemuma_Monari. Give us your feedback and comments. We are streaming live on KUTV News Kenya, and for our normal programming you can find us at KUTV Kenya. That's all the time we have. Good night.